What kind of game is Dishonored?
Dishonored is a hybrid of first-person shooter and role-playing with a stealth element.
It will have a really engaging story. Do you think that's important in a game to have a really interesting plot, even if it is a FPS or an action game?
Yeah, I think the plot is less interesting, less important. What's really important is the setting. So like a very detailed history of the world, characters, what their motivations are, what the religion is, what the government is, you know, the art, the style, the mood, all of the setting is very important. More, you know, the basics of fiction are plot, character, setting. I think setting is the one for games that's very important.
And in which kind of world will we play in this game?
So Dishonored is it's not set on Earth. It's set in a city called Dunwall that resembles American whaling cities in the 1850s. It's sort of an alternative Victorian age or an alternative industrial revolution. So people call it steampunk, but we didn't start calling it that. We just designed this world, and we kept showing people, and they kept saying, steampunk, and we're like, well, no, not really, and no, steampunk. Oh, okay, fine, you know. So we call it, I guess, a supernatural assassin in a steampunk city.
You can play with the weapons and all the abilities, or you can do the missions with secrets, you know. You can explain to us these two kind of games a little?
Yeah, one of the things that's very important to us is that you play the way you want, at the pace you want. So some people play very direct, they just rush in, shoot everybody, you know, accomplish the mission, kill the right targets and move on. It takes about 12 to 14 hours to finish the game that way. Other people, it's so long? Yeah. Other people move very slowly, they explore, they read all the books, they hide and then listen to the conversations. We call it eavesdropping. So they absorb much more detail about the world. They loot everything. They get up on the roof to, you know, to see. They find abandoned apartments and read about who lived there. And that takes about 24 hours to finish the game that way, right? It's much slower. But one of the things that is important to us is that you can play it your way. So you can play very violently, very directly, very brutally, or you can like literally play the game without killing a single person. You can play non-lethally entirely all the way through. It's a game about an assassin where you don't have to kill anyone. So it's very strange.
Well, you take different decisions during the game that will affect the ending.
Yes.
Can you explain?
Yeah, so we have a thing called the chaos system, where the more people you kill, the higher the chaos goes up. And the higher the chaos is, every time you start a new mission, there are more rats in the world, there are more people with the plague, the dialogue lines get darker, and the end games are different as well. So chaos, killing in the game, destabilizes the world, destabilizes the government, destabilizes families, destabilizes the city itself.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Really. Can you explain to us a little about of these powers the main character will have and the gadgets?
Yeah, so character development happens either by supernatural powers, and some are active and some are passive. So there's like blink is a teleport, bend time is stopping time, possession is you know, taking control of someone else, and in our possession you don't leave your body behind and your mind goes into them. It doesn't work that way. You physically merge with them, so it's like magic. You move into their body. Therefore you can use it to infiltrate places. So the supernatural powers are one way. You choose yours, I choose mine. We might have totally different ones. You can have whichever ones you want. You can save up your runes and buy the most expensive one in the game, or you can buy a level one of a bunch of them, you know. Then the second thing is equipment. So you collect money and buy equipment, weapons and upgrades for weapons, make your crossbow shoot further or whatever. And then lastly, there's this thing called bone charms, which are little, we have a term called scrimshaw, where you carve whale bones and teeth, and they hang on a little bandolier, you know, across here. And each one has a minor supernatural power, so you might have one that says, if you possess a white rat, you can possess it for longer, or if you drink water, it heals you, you know. So all the bone charms do little things like that. So every player is a combination of supernatural powers, equipment upgrades, and bone charms.
Well, it looks like a great game. I hope we will see it soon.
Yeah, it comes out on October 12th in Spain, and on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. And the PC is available through Steam and Games for Windows, but not Games for Windows Live.
Well, thank you for all.
Yeah, thank you.
Really.